When I was 25, I made this list. I started learning multiple skills that helped me to become wealthy, starting at age 25 by the time I was 31, 32. Just jotted those down. I wanted to give you a quick list. The multiple skills I learned that just changed my whole life. I knew how to milk cows, right? Growing up as a kid on the farm country. But how about these extra skills that changed everything for me? Let me give you a quick list. Here's number one. I found a product that I believed in, and even though I spent just part-time at it, I started presenting this product and getting customers. So jot that down. The first extra skill I learned in farm country was how to get customers. Present a product so well that someone would say, yes, young man, I want that product. And then keep them supplied. And if you take care of them extremely well, they could open the door for you to get other customers. One good customer well taken care of is worth $10,000 worth of advertising. Because they can open doors you can't open. They can help you find people you couldn't find by yourself. So just one customer can start opening doors, finding more people. I learned this skill. Finding customers. Pretty soon, my little skill of finding customers paid me more than my full-time job. It was incredible. So now I've got what? Two skills. Milking cows, getting customers, and now getting customers pays more than milking cows. Here's the next skill I learned. Finding good people. I formed a little enterprise and I needed some good people. This was one of the most important skills I learned. Finding good people. There's an ancient promise that says this. If you search, I relied on this promise. If you search, you will find. Turning it into a philosophical statement, jot it down this way. Finding is reserved for those who search. Not those who hope, not those who wish, not even those who pray. It says, those who search will find. So I became a 5-star first-class searcher. And I started finding good people. And my income started growing. In that same context, here's what it says. If you're looking for an open door of opportunity, you must go knocking on doors. And if you keep knocking, you'll find a door of opportunity. And if you keep knocking, you'll find another door of opportunity. Good advice. Open doors of opportunity come to those who go knocking. And yes, you've got to go through all the stuff. You knock on the first door. You hear a voice say, there's nobody here. You say, well, that's interesting. Second door. Go away. Okay. Third door. Nobody. Fourth door. Open door. Nice person. Opportunity. Wow. So finding good people is reserved for those who search. Open doors of opportunity are reserved for those who knock. Who go searching, who go knocking. Here's what else it said. If you need to receive, you must learn to give. Interesting philosophy. Give to receive. Someone says, well, if you give, it's gone. No. No. Jot this down now. It's one of the best I've got for the day. The rest of it's free. This is worth the price of the seminar. If you give, it's not gone. If you give, it's invested. Give somebody an idea. Give somebody service. It's invested. If you give, it says, you will receive. Now here's what's exciting. You receive much more than what you give. It comes back multiplied. Somebody says, you get back what you put out. No. You get back much more than what you put out. Now it works both negative and positive. The old prophet said, if you sow to the wind, you don't get back a wind, you get back a whirlwind. So you have to remember that. But then it also works positive. If you plant a cup of corn, you don't get a cup of corn back. No. You get a bushel, 2 or 3 bushels, 5 bushels for the cup of corn. So if you give, you receive. So receiving is reserved for the givers. Open doors are reserved for those who knock. And finding good people is reserved for those who search. Good philosophy. I learned this skill, and my income started multiplying by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10. Incredible. Here's the next skill I learned. Organizing. Getting people to work together. Pays such incredibly big money. I learned it. I also relied on a promise. Here's what it says. If 2 or 3 agree on a common purpose, nothing is impossible. Just 2 or 3 working together can accomplish the most incredible things. I learned this skill. Multiplied my income some more. One more skill. Now, getting independent people to work together, it's a tough assignment, but it's worth paying the price and learning the skill. Getting independent people to work together is like herding cats. Have you got the picture? Herding sheep is easy. Sheep all get going the same direction very quickly, but not cats. If you've got 8 cats, how many directions are they going? 8 different directions. But it's like a family, right? If you've got a large family, different ages, different personalities, different temperaments, all individuals, mother and father have a big challenge getting the family to work together. But if you can get the family to work together, I'm telling you, you can find good people. Even though they might be independent, you can get them to work together. And the reason I learned this skill, because I was told it paid big money. Sure enough, when I did it and I learned it, it pays big money. Here's another one that paid off for me. It's called recognition and reward. Rewarding people for small steps of progress. This one started paying me exceptionally well. Every little thing you can think of. Recognition and reward. Recognition and reward. Then I learned the philosophy. This is worth $1 million. Here's the philosophy. Be so busy giving other people recognition, you really don't need it for yourself. This philosophy put into action pays big money. Here's the last skill that I learned that paid big money. It's called communication. And I learned 3 different parts to communication, affecting other people with your words, your language. Here they are. Number 1, training. I got into training, showing people how the job works. And I found out training pays big money. Here's the next one, teaching. Teaching people how life works, how to set goals, how to manage your time. Don't start the day until you have it finished. It's like building a house. When would you start building a house? As soon as it's finished. It'd be foolish to start building until it was finished. If you just went out and started laying bricks and someone says, "What are you building?" And you said, "I have no idea, I'm just laying bricks." See, they'll come take you away. So you don't start the house till you finish it, so that you'll know what to build. And the key on time management is don't start the day until you have it finished. The plans are finished, now you begin the day. I learned how to teach that. I learned how to teach leadership. I learned how to get people to do the job, learn some money management. Don't buy the second car till you've bought the second house. Just some little tips. It's not cars that make you rich. It's houses. Wait till you hear before this session is over. Here's the last one on communication. This paid me such big money I can't even describe to you. Learning to inspire. starting with your family, painting them a better vision of the future, a vision of the possibilities. And here's the best one, helping people to see themselves better than they are. If you can learn to do that, it pays such incredible money. So these are the extra skills I started learning. Farm country, Idaho. Skill by skill, I started adding these skills. And by the time I was 31, 32, way back then, it made my first fortune. And several fortunes since then. Okay, have you got that now? For the 21st century, you need more than one skill and more than one language. Now, to really make the 21st century pay off for you, I've got 5 major points for you to consider. 5. These 5 are called basics. Fundamentals. Just jot those 2 words down. Basics and fundamentals. If you're going to learn to play basketball, you've got to learn, first of all, the fundamentals of the game. Here's an interesting question. How many are there? Fundamentals of the game of basketball. Answer for your notes. Just a few. There's not 50 fundamentals. If somebody said to you, today I'm going to teach you the 50 fundamentals, you'd say, no, that's impossible. There's not 50 fundamentals. If you want to be healthy the rest of your life, how many things should you work on? Just a few, about a half a dozen. 5, 6, 7, 8, that's about it. And you can be healthy for the rest of your life. If you wish to become financially independent, how many things should you work on every day? Just a few things, half a dozen, 5, 6, 7, that's it. These are called basics, fundamentals. Now jot this down. There's no new ones. These are old, established fundamentals that have been around forever and forever. Okay. Fundamentals means they're old. Fundamentals means they've been proven over the years. This is the best. Okay. Be a little suspicious when someone says, we got new truth. Say, no, truth is not new. Truth is old. So be a little suspicious. If someone says, we're manufacturing antiques, wouldn't you be a little suspicious? Say, no, come on. So fundamentals and basics. Now let's start with the best economic formula I can give you. It's worth teaching it to your children. If you wish to get paid, and all kids wish to get paid, here it is in one simple sentence. To get paid, anybody from a teenager to an adult, everybody that wants to get paid, here's all you have to do. Learn to bring value to the marketplace. The marketplace is the people. Bring value to the marketplace, that's how you get paid. I cannot put economics in a more simple formula than that. Now the value is in 2 parts. When I understood this, I knew I was going to become wealthy. Once I understood what I'm about to share with you. Here it is. The first value you can bring to the marketplace is what you bring. Like a product or a service. But the second value is the value you become. This value is in 2 parts, what you bring and what you become. Now, if you work for a company, they may keep working on the value of the product. But if you want to do extremely well with that company or with the rest of your life, you must go to work on the person you wish to become. Here's what we call this: personal development. Once I understood this, that if I worked for a company that had good products, they will keep working to improve the products. I must now start working to improve myself. Wow, what a simple, clear philosophy. So let's start now with the fundamental of economic prosperity. Here it is. Your income is primarily determined by your philosophy. Once you understand this, all things will change. Before age 25, I would have sworn to you my income was determined by the economy. Then my teacher said, no, your income is primarily determined by your philosophy. What a difference. I went to high school, never heard that. I went to college for a year and a half. I never heard that my income was going to be primarily determined by my philosophy, not the economy. Now I'm 25 years old. I finally discover it's true. So that if I want to change my income, all I have to do is change my philosophy. Wow. It was so incredible. It was revolutionary. I couldn't sleep nights the first year. I found the philosophy that's going to make me rich. So let's talk about philosophy related to income. Let me use America as an example. In America, the income ladder starts at $5 an hour. In America, what would we call $5 an hour? The minimum wage. A company has to pay you at least $5 an hour because it's the minimum wage. Then in America, this economic ladder, just like here, goes up and 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 up. Top income last year, someone earned $32 million for 1 year's work. So the ladder in America goes from $5 an hour up to $32 million for 1 year's work. So what do we call that? A heck of a ladder. Right? And the same Singapore, same free countries around the world, start at $5 an hour, but this ladder. Now underline the word ladder. This is not a bed. This is not a bed. This is a ladder. What are you supposed to do with a ladder? Climb the ladder. You say, well, this is out of reach. Well, maybe this is out of reach, but how about all the rest? Now, let's say you came to America and you had to start at $5 an hour. Okay? Here's the attitude you should have. Just let me on the ladder. That's all I ask. It doesn't matter where you start, just so they let you start. So you start working for $5 an hour. Big question now. How do you go from $5 an hour to $6? And start climbing the ladder. If you're ready, say, I'm ready. I got some philosophy that might startle you. So how do you go from $5 an hour to $6? Here's the first philosophy. Wait for the government to change the minimum wage. Won't that do it? Someday the government in America will change the minimum wage to $6. Now the company by law must pay you $6. You say, yes, but how long will that take? And the answer probably is longer than you want to wait. But it is one philosophy. Wait for the government to change the minimum wage. Now here's number 2. Wait for the company to pay you $6. Okay? So, to get $6, in Singapore, how often is the review? To see if you need more money or deserve more money. Once a year? Let's say you missed it the first year, now you're into the second year. You say, well, that's a long time, 1 or 2 years, to wait for $6 an hour. But it is the second philosophy. First is to wait for the government. Second, wait for the company. Okay, have you got those two? Here's the third philosophy. Number 3, go on strike. This is called the philosophy of demand. I demand $6 or I won't work. Have you got that one? Now this philosophy works around the world. However, if you're by yourself, this is a very risky philosophy. Now, if you work for a big company, and 1,000 of you say to the company, unless we get paid $6, we refuse to work. Now, see, you could bring some pressure to bear. So negotiations begin. And instead of getting $6, maybe you get $5.50 or whatever. Okay. So the philosophy of demand does work, but it only works collectively. You can't use it as a philosophy by yourself. Okay. Now here's some problems with the philosophy of demand. Jot this down for your notes, because this is good for your kids to learn if they haven't heard it. With the philosophy of demand, you usually get very little increase. Maybe another $1, maybe 50 cents, maybe an extra benefit, but that's about it. They don't multiply your income by 2, by 3, by 5, by 10 by demand. Okay. Get a little maybe, but that's about it. Here's what's really wrong with the philosophy of demand. You cannot use it to become wealthy.